Yo, what's good, guys? Got another Inside the Mind for you guys. You guys loved the last one. It got crazy positive support and feedback. And so I figured why not part two? Um, Due to the support the series got, I think I'll probably keep this going. I'll probably try to get you guys a video every Friday on it. This was recorded live on stream. They probably won't be all live on stream. If you do want to be there, if you do want to support the stream, the link will be in the description live on YouTube and Twitch at any time. Gonna try to stream more on the weekends for you guys that can't make it during the week at those late hours. But in general, one last announcement: the coaching. The coaching has been going great. Obviously, the point of these specific videos are to help you guys, and they are meant to be kind of an educational resource for you guys to get better at the game. But if you do feel like you need that one-on-one practice, the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive so far. So I would suggest it if you are thinking about it. The price has gone up on Fiverr by a little bit because of the Fiverr tax. If you want the original price, you can hit my email. My personal email will work something out. And yeah, let's get into the video. That's enough self promo. Appreciate all you guys, all the support. Really means a lot. What's good, guys? Got another Inside the Mind video for you guys. So today, we're gonna be definitely on Hall of Fame. Our rating is a lot higher, so we're gonna be over 700, which is Hall of Fame. If you did not know that, probably won't pitch Randy. I feel like there's not too much to say when you're pitching Randy. He's a very overpowering pitcher. So in general, I'm gonna try to tone it down a little bit. We'll probably start Skeens, no opener. The lineup is good, other than the fact I need to pull Cal Ripken when we get to that part of the lineup. But let's see the lineup. All right, so Donaldson. I have been struggling against a little bit. Very solid lineup by our opponent. Not the greatest. Shohei ninth is kind of weird, but we'll see how we do. Probably should have checked the record, but I'm not really tripping over it, so let's just hop in. So Mike Cameron seems to have a pretty. We're gonna get a friendly quit request. Got to get games in. All right. So he has a DS banner, which means he's made 800 in pass, I believe, or is that CS? That's CS, right? So probably all right player, not your top of the line. Probably not very comfortable in Hall of Fame, so he's probably gonna struggle with the speed and the pitch recognition of a lot of these pitches. So in general, we're not gonna give him stuff he can barrel necessarily. And you can see there he misread that pitch and threw a swing out that we wanted to try to induce.
Ball.
So we haven't pulled the slurve out yet. Not Skeen's best pitch, probably his worst pitch, but and you see why right there. Probably should lay it out for that. Good reason to pull Ripken early in the game. Usually I just coast until he's hitting, but Simeon would have probably made that play, so we'll get him in there. We're still getting the captain boost, obviously, so we're not really tripping over it. So you can see our opponent's bunt dancing over there, or taking leads. So we're gonna watch for that late lead. Try a quick pick. Just quick little throw over. You never know what you're gonna get. Maybe you pick him out. You gotta go high and away here. It's gonna be a hard pitch for him to barrel. Again, people that aren't comfortable on these higher difficulties are going to have trouble finding that outside window. So right here, I really want to slide this up. Yep, because I got the feeling he would be going. Should be out by a mile. And there you guys go. Catcher defense does not matter. I've been saying it for a while. That's Kyle Schwarber throwing out like a 95 speed base runner that got a pretty good jump. I did not think we would nab him, but we did. And that's why you don't steal, right? I just threw a terrible pitch. He could have hit a two-run bomb right there. He's in command of this game. Instead, he's in this situation, and he's about to probably strike out with the swings I'm seeing right now.
Ball.
So Skeens is more of like a finesse guy. Obviously, the outlier fastball is very overwhelming for a lot of players. But all his other pitches are very finesse heavy. The cutter's not very fast. The slider is pretty slow as far as sliders go. The slurve's horrendous unless you're just like trying to show a different look. And a circle change is too fast. So you gotta be real careful with what you're throwing when you're throwing it with them.
0 balls, 1 strike.
Definitely more of a finesse guy. In general, I would treat him kind of like Shohei. Throw the outlier fastball a lot, get them to respect that pitch, and then everything else will kind of work off of it. Good take by our opponent, but I do not necessarily trust his eye, especially with some of the pitches he's been swinging at. So we're going to try to put this in on the hands, and we jammed him. Stan should make this play. Tough. Those happen. Gotta stay focused, stay composed. Is what it is. So we're going to go back to that cutter. Probably not the best pitch against Soto, but you can see he's a little swing happy. Sometimes you just got to take a breath, compose yourself when you're not pitching as well as you could be.
Balls, 2 strikes.
So right here, he has shown that he likes to be patient in an 0-2 count. He thinks I'm going to throw him nothing but balls.
1-2.
So in general, throwing a strike here would probably not be the end of the world, but Juan Soto is very scary, right? So not always the best choice. So we're going to try to nibble inside on this cutter, but we're just not getting it. He has yet to truly square up a fastball, so right here, I'm fine with showing it to him. And he did not again. Stan's really putting on a clinic at first base. So, again, unfortunate. Hopefully we can get some of this luck to rebound for us when we're up. So, you saw the late lead at second there. We're going to hold him at second. I don't like that big gap being there anyway. But in general, I prefer that the shortstop hold him. So if you guys ever want to manually do an adjustment, that's how you do it. So if he takes that late lead again, he's definitely picked off. And he knows it, which is why he's not doing it anymore. So JD has a very good swing. Pretty hard to jam him. But we will try nonetheless. Ideally, I would prefer a sinker. You see, got that early leg kick, the big load. It's very easy to time up inside pitches with him. We're going to try to slow his bat down, but it might not work.
That's a ball.
You can see he's very patient in his 0-2 counts. So we're going to try to get him early and on top of this cutter. And he swings through. Sometimes the best pitch is the worst pitch. So, John. With John, we got obviously watch out for that outlier slider. It's a pitch that a lot of people think is better than it actually is. It is very good, but it's more so for when your opponent's not looking for it. It gets really fast. It jams the hitter. Really, in my experience so far, his best pitches have been his forkball and his sinker.
That's a ball.
His sinker, the par is very big on it, yes, but the movement is crazy. It's probably the best sinker I've seen all year. It moves crazy. Just straight downwards drop. Doesn't even really do the loop. It's more so just down. So right there, very predictable pitch. We got beyond that. Clearly, our opponent is thinking we're going to have trouble timing that up, which is fine. That means he's less comfortable in this difficulty than we are.
Batting third, the third baseman, Chipper Jones.
There it is, outlier slider. So he's showing an affinity for it early, right? He's throwing it often and early in the count. Slider, four seam. He's living with fast pitches. He's also being a very aggressive pitcher. So I'm expecting him to not nibble around. I doubt we make it past a 2-2 count at the most here. So I'm expecting a strike. Debatable if you should swing at that or not. I liked it, so I swung at it. You know, we're getting a little bit unlucky compared to how our opponent was in the first, but it's fine. So there's a forkball. Right here I'm sitting slider or fastball. Both of them are going to be very fast. It's going to be hard to turn. You can see we got the fastball. We have more of a slider timing. But he is falling into these same habits, right? So I'm expecting a slider here. And again, he's falling into those same habits. We're out, unfortunately. We can't buy the same look their opponent got. But in general, he is pitching pretty much the same, right? He's pitching the same sequences to the same handedness of batter. So that is something that's important to pick up on. Take notes, right? Take inventory. Know what your opponent likes to do. And I feel like we've already done that. We have hit for a half an inning. And I feel like we already have a very good read on what this guy wants to do. Terrible pitch. So, Skeens is missing spots a lot. So, you can see we do have the stamina glitch, but I believe one of them was ready to pitch anyway, so I don't feel too bad about it. In general, I would warm up somebody that you're comfortable with, but not somebody that you want to be closing the game for you. So for me, that's going to be Goose.
That's inside.
He's
Ball.
showing a more developed eye, or at least a more mature approach where he's taking pitches that he wants to swing at.
1 and 2's the count.
See, the pitching is kind of struggling for us right now, but we're going to try and nibble on the corner right here.
Nope,
That's strike
ball.
3. We just got to hit our spot.
2 and 2.
So Skeens is kind of struggling with control right now. Great pitch by us. Got him to turn early on it. You know, right here it's a gamble, right? Does he sit back on the off speed, or does he speed his bat up expecting us to throw a fastball? For me, I'm just going to throw that same cutter. Usually the inside cutter is a very safe pitch. It's something that's hard to get a read on. Right there, he was looking off speed, so do not be afraid to double down on a pitch. If you feel like your opponent is just not getting a good read on your pitch, don't be scared to throw it again, right? If they took a ball 1 centimeter out the zone for a ball last time, don't be scared to throw it again. They might just swing at it. You'd be surprised how many people just intentionally take a lot of the time. So, another lefty. So, yeah, I'm feeling really good about John Donaldson. This guy has a lot of lefties in his lineup, other than Josh Donaldson and Chipper. Kind of look robbable. But we've got a tie game. Bad pitch. Again, right, we need to make this guy respect the fastball. We're not doing it. We do not have the fastball established. Every time he is seeing it, he's taking it, regardless of whether it's a ball or a strike. So we're going to make him respect it. We're going to make him start swinging at those. And there's almost no better way to do that than just 3-pitch him with it.
Ball. That's it.
But we keep missing our spots. The pinpoint for me recently has been very accurate. You have to be extremely accurate with your inputs. So I've been struggling a little bit. There we go. Strike it.
Ball.
Again, our opponents, you know, we're getting the short end of the stick, but it is what it is. Just got to stay composed, stay focused. We'll be fine.
Count is full.
Right here, don't really know what to throw him, but since he never swings for the fastball, I want him to at least beat me on that pitch, right? If he wants to perfect that to left field and hit a nuke, then go for it. At least be on it, right? He has shown he doesn't want to have to hit a fastball. He's reluctant to have to hit the fastball. So we want to, you know, speed his bat up, open up that off speed a little more, have him not be sitting on the changeup first pitch of the at bat. So Juan's in a good count. We got to see something that we like right here. We liked it. We just didn't get the bat hit around. You can see we're late there instead of being very late like we were earlier. So we're kind of getting there, but we got to turn it up a little bit more. You got to think a little faster. You got to react a little quicker.
Jose Ramirez.
That's the
Fork ball,
down.
we know what the next pitch will be, right? It's going to be the four seam or it's going to be the slider. The question is where. Four seam. That's probably a nuke, right? I called it, and I kind of knew the location. Unfortunate.
1 and 2's the
Being
count.
very aggressive, right? Being very disrespectful, but it's fine. So we have not given him any reason to respect us so far. We've played very bad. We're not having a lot of fun right now. Gotta hit that.
Zero
Gotta
balls,
lock
one
in a little
strike.
more. Really off. There we go. Decent swing. Not the greatest, but you know, I'll take it. With how many infield singles he got, and he got an early home run earlier, I'll take it. Not gonna complain about it. Good swing. He threw probably John's worst pitch, and you know, we punished him for it.
Here.
So we got Simeon up, kind of looking to get
0-1.
around. We're kind of using a leg kick, but we're also using the hands to time stuff. Can't take that. Bad take. This guy's just too aggressive. We're seeing a lot of similarities
1 and
to
2.
the opponent in the last Inside the Mind video. Just very aggressive. Sits here and, you know, he's throwing first pitch strike like 95, if not 100% of the time. And then off of that pitch, you can see he's trying to throw strikes. He messed up his pinpoint, so it didn't go exactly where he wanted. But in general, he's trying to throw strikes.
Leading off for El Dorado.
So Mike Cameron, again, we're not really too worried about his swing. It's not the greatest, not the worst. So again, this guy is being very take heavy. he's pretty much guess pitching, right? He's picking one pitch that he wants to sit on,
1-1.
and if he's not getting that pitch, he's not swinging until he gets later strikes, which is not a terrible strategy, but we are
No,
trying to
that's it.
make him
That's the
respect
ball.
that four seam and make him swing early. Eventually, he'll jump on it, and if you give up one run, setting up,
2-2 the count.
how you're gonna pitch for the rest of the game, that's not necessarily a bad thing. So right there, he's probably not happy, right? He swung through a fastball, middle. That's the pitch they teach you to hit, right? If you're going to hit one pitch for the game, it should be that. So he's kind of reevaluating how he's hitting. He's probably going to be looking for it more, which should open up our off speed and should make Skeens a more effective pitcher. Skeens on Legend, nasty. Skeens on Hall of Fame, slightly different story. You can see his pitch speeds are very similar amongst most of his pitches, so it can be kind of tough.
We got a full count.
So right there, another fake eye by our opponent. You're not going to be Division Series and taking that in a 3-2 count. And you can see he's reluctant to swing right there. That's why he's late. He's trying to walk. He's having trouble identifying out the hand what pitch it is, where it's going. So he's lacking that aggression. If he had the same aggression he had while pitching, he would probably be doing a little better right now. You can see he's just lurking on the off speed. The circle change lights his eye up every time we throw it. It's just unfortunate that we threw it in the zone that one time. Pretty good pitch. He's early. You can see he has adjusted to our fastball. He's finally somewhat looking for the fastball, which in theory should open this up, but he might just take it since it's already a 3-2 count.
1 ball, 2
Or a
strikes.
0-2 count. Right here, he's probably expecting us to just throw balls. So, again, we're going to double down, make sure he's respecting the fastball. You can see he wasn't. He was very late on that swing. If he is actually starting to look for the fastball, then he should swing it up.
That's a ball.
And he's not. So, that is telling us that he's not really considering it. This will probably light his eyes up. No, it won't. All right, so again, we got away with another bad pitch. That's why I tell you guys, if you guys can hit those and not throw those at these lower-ish kind of high ranks, you're going to have a lot more success in general. But right now, we got pitch a little better. You can see we got him looking for the fastball. We finally got him looking for the four-seam fastball. That's why he was early. That's why he rolled over on the cutter, right? Think about it. He was looking four-seam. His timing would have been good right there, and he would have been on it because the cutters have that drop and they're slower. His PCI was above the ball. That's why he slammed it in the dirt. So right here, lefty, we got to protect. It's going to be a lot of sliders, some slurves, and a lot of high and end sinkers. There you go.
1 ball, 1 strike.
It's how most people pitch lefty. John just kind of eats me alive at the moment. Need some reps against him. And this is part of the process. Part of the process is being kind of bad against him. Got to get around on that. Brutal.
The right fielder, number 13. Ronald
Acuna should not have that same problem, though.
Junior.
A little too aggressive.
0-1.
We read fastball middle. He threw the forkball. He wants to rub our face in it. Interesting. We just got to swing better, honestly. Didn't feel like I went right there, but it's tough. It happens. Alright, hopefully Ellie can get something going for us. This guy's not pitching very good. He's not really throwing the sinker except the lefties. Whereas I believe that's John's best pitch.
1-1.
If I could get on his fastball and he would stop topping out every single time he throws it, we'd be doing a little better.
Ball.
Project it. Right there, it's just a case of us seeing the ball so good and it being the pitch that we're looking for. We just kind of jumped on it. And right there, we restrained ourselves. We stayed back a little bit. Good things happen. It's hard to just stay back a little bit. I'm sure you guys have done that online. You've told yourself just stay back a little bit, and then you end up very late. For me, it's not something I really think about. It's just kind of like an adjustment that happens. So, he's bot checking us, basically. Throwing it 3 times in a row to see if we'd still be on it. Most people, after they give up a home run, will not, throw another strike. That's a poor swing.
0-2.
Like I said, John needs me up, man. John's tough.
Ball.
Another bot check.
1-2.
Missed it. Should bleed foul enough to where he doesn't get there. Alright, so we can't miss here. He's going to be very aggressive like he has been the whole game. Probably get a strike. No, spikes it. Probably messed his pinpoint up. You can see just late. That's another thing. You need to be looking at your opponent's pitch feedback. It tells you a lot. It tells you if they're a good pitcher, if they're an average pitcher, if they're a below average pitcher. If somebody's missing just early and just late a lot, that's a poor pitch. I shouldn't miss that. If somebody's missing a lot like that with their pinpoint, they're going to struggle. They're going to leave you pitches to hit down the middle. Eventually, it's just a matter of time. So right here, we're going to repay the favor. We're going to bring in John. Not really liking what Skeens is showing us. He's leaving a lot of stuff down the middle and just not really executing a lot of his pitches. In general, a lot of it is my fault. I'm not perfecting my pinpoints. But besides that, sometimes a pitcher will just dot goods. You don't have to throw perfects all the time. And Skeens just isn't really on like that today. So, very unfortunate to give up a hit, especially of that quality, to the first, hitter of the inning. You can see he's a very happy individual about his one hit. So, a 2-run bomb could be coming. Is what it is. We're just going to play our brand of ball. And, if he gives up a 2-run bomb, he gives up a 2-run bomb. I don't think this guy can restrain himself enough to not hit into a double play. But we'll see about that. See if he can beat the fake eye allegations. He cannot. That probably should have been a double play ball. Unfortunately, we missed. But we will take the strikeout. It's not a bad result.
0-1.
So, lefty-lefty. The traditional way is to throw outside sliders to lefties a lot. It does shrink their PCI. Anytime you're throwing a slider from a same-handed pitcher to a same-handed batter, the PCI is going to shrink. Pretty psychotic take by our opponent. Right here, we're going to tunnel this inside sinker. Hopefully, it's a dot. I'll take that. You can see his par is so big, it's hard to know exactly where it's going to go. So what I like to do is hedge my bets. You can see how massive it is. Just kind of put it to where if he does miss in the worst possible spot, that spot is not absolutely terrible. And that's what we did there, right? If we had it any more to the left and he missed on the far inside part, probably would have been a home run. He did miss far inside, but it was on the black because that's where he put it up. So, he's probably going to be on this. You can see he's looked like he was early. Yeah, so he's looking for the regular fastball. Again, we're going to hold it second. If he wants to be a goober and get picked off in the inning, he's more than welcome to. Right there, bad pitch for him to miss, bad pitch for us to throw. So, again, we're kind of overcoming adversity right now. We're not pitching very good. This is not up to my par. That's a super dot. That's a fake eye. No other words for it, really. So I think right here, honestly, I think we double down, and you can see he's just up there taking, man. He doesn't really want to have to hit, and he doesn't want to have to hit a fastball. We got to make him want to hit the fastball, or it's going to make pitching, a guessing game for the rest of the game, which we don't want. When you're pitching, you want to be in control of the game. And if you can do that, that's how you're going to dominate hitters. You can see he's been trying to do it with his four seam, but we've been hitting it. He has not been hitting it. So for him, he has to think twice about throwing four seam. For us, we're mixing it in at like normal times when we want to. Right there, 1-2 count. He throws something down the middle, which is pretty wild. Again, just being insanely aggressive, and we gotta be aware of that, and we can't really be like hard taking in counts like that. Missed another meatball. I mean, if we hit those out, it's what? 6-1 game? That's what I'm saying, guys. If you can just hit the mistake pitches out, you'll have a lot of success. It's not as easy as I make it sound, or sometimes I make it look, but in general, it is a good recipe for success. Good take. He finally pitched around us. It only took 4 innings. So, Juan, we're going to hold the right trigger. We're going to see how he pitches. He pitched just low and inside. And low and away. Again, we missed another mistake pitch. Just got to dial in a little bit more. So he slide stepping. Only a madman was still Mickey with, 63 still. So he's daring us to turn on one, but we got to be careful of the off speed because I'm sure he probably will eventually throw it. That was another fastball. He's pitching decent for how we're hitting right now. If we were on, would he be pitching this well? Probably not. But, you know, he's reading us the same way we're reading him, but we're just not adapting. He's not adapting even more. Gotta swing at that. Gotta pull the trigger, right? You gotta know that's the pitch that's coming. I think I'm getting it again. I did. He threw it for a ball. I would not be surprised if we get it again. Makes it a fork ball. Right here, I'm probably looking fastball or slider. Tried to dot it. He missed his spot. Right here, we're going to hit and run. We're not going to strike out.
Steal.
So, that might have played it a run that we decided to hit and run. It looks like it did. So, we played it a run because we decided to hit and run right there. Not, you know, a guaranteed strategy, right? That could have been a line out to third base and been a double play, but we were confident in our abilities, and we put the ball in play. And Big Slime decided he's had enough. So, I will get back to you guys after we're back into another game. Alright guys, so we did get into another game here. So, we have no other option than to pitch Randy. Obviously, I did encourage the use of openers in the last video, but when Randy's your only option, you know, you're out of options. So, solid team. Obviously, we're seeing Donaldson again. Not a very fun, you know, situation for us to be in, especially after how we struggled against him last game. But, you know, I said I needed reps. We're getting reps. So, again, did not check the record. Pretty classy uniforms. Pretty regular uniforms, I would say.
Leading off for the Tar Heels, the right
You know,
fielder.
he's just got the Phillies. So, I'm sure we're going to get a friendly request that we are going to decline. I'm already recording, sorry.
Donald of
Alright,
Cleveland.
let's get it. So, again, we'll see if this guy throws the sinker more than the last guy. Starts with the four seam, very obvious first pitch. In general, I would encourage most of you guys to not be swinging first pitch, especially if you're not comfortable against the pitcher, if you have not had a lot of reps against him in the past. But right there, he just grooved one, right? And I'm always a fan of swinging at stuff that's grooved. I swing in 3-0 counts. I swing in 3-1 counts. If you throw something down the middle, I'm not going to let you get away with it. Pretty good pitch. Obviously, a slider is one of his stronger pitches. We're mainly looking for seam and slider, probably. But this guy has already thrown the slurve in the first inning. It took the last guy like 4 innings to throw the slurve. So you can see he's already more open to his pitch mix. He's fine with throwing anything at any time. So we can probably expect to see some sinkers from him. We're going to hit and run. Ronnie's got good steal. And he walks us. So right there, 2 bases to start the game. We're going to take our lead at first so we don't hit to a double play, hopefully. We did not see that super well, but I was pretty sure it wouldn't be a double play, so figured it would be the slider. Right here, I'm probably looking fastball or sinker. Doubles up on the slider. Interesting. I doubt he triples down on it, so same applies. He did. All right.
2-2's the count.
It's good pitching. And then he forces us to pop up. So this inning's in jeopardy now, right? If we could have at least moved the runners over, we probably guarantee that we played a run. Since he got us to pop up or strike out,
The center fielder,
obviously a
number
double play
7,
ends the inning, so we got to be a little more conscious about what we're swinging at here.
Ball, that's
Again, we're just mainly looking for something that's grooved, that we like, that we want to hit. I felt like that was grooved, and we did barrel it. Unfortunately, I believe it's going to be a double play.
He's out of there.
So PCI was off. So this guy, much different than the last guy, right? Just spamming the sliders. It is kind of hard to hit, but the outlier doesn't really proc on it the same as it does on fastballs and sinkers. It really just makes it a faster slider. It doesn't really alter the timing windows too much. It does not give it that glitchy like late break or anything. It just makes it a faster slider. So as long as you know that, that's a good info pitch, right? That's a great info pitch early in the game. Tells us he's going to have to really sit on the fastball if he's going to hit it, which means we're in the clear to throw it, as long as we are sure he's not on it. As long as we can clear that he is not on it at all, we should be good to throw it. So when would he be on it, right? Usually first pitch of the at-bat, a lot of people throw fastballs.
0-1.
So that could be when he's on it, or it could be when it's a strikeout pitch. But if it's when it's a strikeout pitch, we can always elevate it at the eyes. It's a very safe pitch to throw. Again, I don't know if I mentioned it in the last one. Don't be aiming it here. That's a home run. This, on the other hand, is almost always either going to be a foul ball or a guaranteed strikeout.
No, that's up.
So he takes it. Again, we kind of have to pitch better, right? We're not pitching too great. We're going to pitch how you would traditionally pitch, lefty-lefty. Good take by our opponent. I guess it's probably just a fake eye, and we're probably doing him a favor by throwing him this. So you can see he's not really on it. He's not really ready for it. And we sped up his bat by throwing him something he wasn't looking for. Bad pitch there.
Full count.
I think we doubled down on it, right? He tripled down on us. Why not double down on him? Good pitch. You can see the eye is coming to the light a little bit. You know, if he was really on it like that, he would be swinging at that. So, again, early in the count, he could be looking for the fastball, and he is. He's just under it. So, he was looking middle. He swung middle. It was, you know, a little higher, a little more to the right. He got under it. He popped it up. Too much of a launch angle to really do any damage on. So, we got to have a little bit better of an inning. You can see why I don't encourage a lot of you guys to have lefties. It's hard. It's hard to hit lefty-lefty, especially against John and Randy. So, in general, I just can't buy a check tonight. It's crazy. I don't encourage check swings at all. Feel like if you're going to swing. Commit to your swing. If you saw the ball right and you check swung, you're costing yourself runs. Just kind of recalibrate what you're looking for. So, right there, terrible 0-2 pitch for our opponent. Gave us something on the black that we could hit. You know, not the worst pitch in the world, but in the 0-2 count, it's not a great one. So right here, we know he's probably going to eventually throw the slider. He's shown the affinity for it in the past. Starts with the slurve. Very likely he goes straight to the slider from the slurve. Read him like a book. Unfortunately, that's going to be a double play. So, somewhat unlucky, but, you know, we should have got the bat under it more. Probably would have had a better result. Another lefty at bat. Again, usually we're looking off speed, but if he gets too predictable with where he's putting those inside fastballs, right, he has this whole area to work with for inside fastballs. But if at any point he gets too predictable with them, obviously jump on him, look for the fastball. In general, lefty-lefty, eventually people will throw you off speed, though. So if that's just kind of how you want to hit lefty-lefty, you can usually get away with it.
Bryce Harper.
Kind of start him off with something low in the zone and slow. You can see he's taking. I think he wants to see the ball a little better. Obviously, he's not been seeing it great. Okay, very early. Interesting. Means he's probably on this inside timing window, but we're going to throw it anyway to make him respect it. And you can see he tripled down on that pitch because it seems like on like double downs, he just doesn't look for the pitch anymore. He's one of those guys where if you just throw a pitch, he kind of rules it out of, you know, the probability. He says it's less likely that you won't go back to it. So against guys like this, sometimes you have to double down. You have to make them second guess themselves. If you let him get too comfortable and be all over a pitch, you're going to be in trouble. So again, I just know this is a thing about myself, right? I'm picking up on my own tendencies. We threw another low and, you know, same corner splitter. Obviously different-handed batter, so it kind of achieved a different purpose. But in general, you don't really want to be throwing the same first pitch too often. It's a good way to get shelled. It's a good way for your opponent to pick up on your tendency and first pitch swing and hit a nuke. So right here, Polanco's a little short, so we're going to try to elevate it. It should look like a normal fastball for him. And you can see we get foul tip, which is a little lucky. You don't see foul tips too often in the game, but good result. And you can see we did it again. I'm glad that I kind of shanked it at the last moment. So again, you got to prevent yourself from falling into those habits. If it's working, if you're at a super low rank and it's working, then that's one thing. But, you know, after you get 700s, you need to be able to like self-diagnose and kind of, you know, pick up on your bad tendencies. So again, I've just doubled down on the fastball. The fastball is the only pitch I've doubled down on the whole game. I have not thrown any other pitch 2 times in a row, I don't think. Maybe the slider last at bat. And so this is very predictable pitch for him, but he still failed to sit back on it. So we're making him respect the fastball. We're making him speed his bat up, which we know he does not want to do, clearly, by his like second swing of the game. That was very early. On a fastball as eyebrows, we're going to pull Cal right here, get that captain boost out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Your attention, please.
And so we got Simeon in.
Pinch hitting.
Max contact guy, gonna have a
Marcus
big PCI.
Simeon.
Kind of lacks power, so we're looking for something that we really want to hit. Obviously, that would have been it. But again, with a new batter that I don't have a lot of experience on, against a pitcher I don't have a lot of experience on, taking a pitch is almost never a bad idea. If they want to groove one down the middle, then yeah, it's pretty bad. But in general, taking a pitch is almost never a bad thing. Right there, I think I said it last video. I say it all the time on stream. If you guys do want to stop by the stream, streaming on Twitch, on YouTube, quite frequently now. But I'm not a fan of auto shift. I feel like it rewards your opponents. You know, it takes away good swings by your opponents, but it rewards bad swings by your opponents. So in general, I'm not a big fan of it. You can see through 2 fastballs in a row and go sinker. Good pitch. Again, lefty-lefty against Donaldson might be harder than lefty-lefty against Randy. We might have to have a slightly different approach next time we're up. So Acuna here, looking for something to drive. That is it. But again, it stays on the ground, and we're almost another double play. Got to get under the slider, right? It's very flat. It's a very flat slider because of the outlier. So you kind of got to know you need to get under it. He's throwing it inside where it's hard. It's hard to read it out of his hand to get under it. That would have been our pitch to crush. You can see he's throwing a lot of get-me-over fastballs. I don't know if that's because he's messing up his pinpoint or if he's somehow doing it on purpose. But we need to be ready to swing in the 0-0 count on the fastball middle. And you can see we got it again. I don't think we're going to get rewarded for it. Best case, we tag to third. And that will be the case. So, right here we need a hit, right? We need a hit. Don't really need a walk. He'll probably pitch a round chipper if he's smart. But in general, we're looking for something to drive. He grooves another fastball. Sometimes you just got to listen to yourself, to be honest.
That's the ball low.
Again, we're struggling to adjust to the speed. Can't be under that, can't be late. We have to prioritize hitting the slider and the fastball. He's getting away with both of them too much. He's throwing bad pitches on both of them, and we're just not connecting. Good foul ball. You know, should be a strikeout probably. But we capitalize on next pitch. He gets a terrible jump in center. Doesn't matter. Obviously, that was later side of good. So, you know, you're not going to expect the best results there. But it would be nice if that dropped in front of the center fielder instead of getting caught. Terrible pitch there. Should be a 1-0 game. So we got to lock in a little bit on the mound, right? Just because you're batting bad does not mean you need to pitch bad. It means you need to pitch better. So you should be more locked in on the mound. If you guys are making pushes, like if you're one away from a division that you've been, you know, eyeballing for a while, you got to go into that game super locked. And it's mainly on the pitching side, right? The offense, it's hard to correct your offense mid-game. It's very easy to correct your pitching. I find a lot of times with pitching, it's about execution and just, you know, hitting the spot, right? Pinpoint's very calculated. It's very, you know, there. Either you did it right or you didn't. So right there, we make a great pitch. He's early on, it rolls over. But we shouldn't have had to, right? We should have struck him out earlier. If we were perfecting those, you can see he had this fake eye, those fake takes. If we were putting it where we wanted, he would have struck out multiple times. So this is pretty predictable lefty-lefty, so I would not be surprised if he yaks it. He's under it and late, which means he freaked out when he saw it was off speed and over-adjusted. Not a great pitch. He has had an affinity for the up and away fastball. Right here, we're going to try to 3-pitch him. We're going to try to get rid of that very, you know, passive approach he has at the plate. He thinks I'll never throw him 3 strikes in a row, and he's wrong. When you play people and you notice that they're playing like that, sometimes you just got to, you know, 3-pitch them and get the bat off their shoulder, and it's going to open up a lot more strikeouts and a lot more bad swings by your opponent for later in the game. You can see he's probably not swinging at that. If we did not just open him up like that and make him swing, he's probably not swinging at that, and he's probably definitely not swinging at this. But we do get him to swing at that. Unfortunately, we get punished for it. It's a pretty good pitch. I'm pretty sure it's out the zone. I'm pretty sure he had a pretty poor swing on it. So we got what we wanted, right? We induced weak contact. That's what we wanted. We wanted to get him more aggressive. We wanted to get him swinging more often. And stealing strikes early in the count and tricking him is going to do that. The less he thinks he can trust his eye, the more likely he is to swing. whether that eye be fake or real. Doesn't really matter. So right here, we're going to throw a very risky pitch. Could beat him, could strike him out, or it could be a ball. So we're going to double down on that splitter. He got a good result last time. I imagine he's going to swing at it again, and he gets punished for it this time.
He got it.
There we go. Like clockwork, right? That's what should have happened last time, but we opened it up for ourselves earlier by 3-pitching him, making him get more aggressive, making him consider that we might throw him a strike early in the count, or to finish an at-bat in 3 pitches. So he's getting a little more aggressive, and he got punished for it right there. So really, pitching's a mind game more than anything. Hitting has some mind games to it, but pitching is all a mind game. Half of it's execution, but the other half is mind games. And, throwing what your opponent's not looking for and, kind of getting inside their head of what they're thinking. So again, we're not going to let him groove any more fastballs over the middle. If he wants to dot it in the bottom left corner like that, cool. But he's not throwing it down the middle for the rest of the game. Sometimes you got to listen to yourself. We'd be up. We'd be up by a lot of runs.
What you got?
It's a great pitch. It's a terrific pitch by my opponent. Another great pitch.
That's a ball.
He got punished for it.
3-1.
We got to go deep right there. That's brutal. Yeah, just a poor at bat. Poor at bat. We worked the count well. He's really trying to dot too much. Sometimes you can get dot happy, right? You're putting in that corner every time. You're going to get punished if somebody is a slammer. Luckily for this guy, I am not. Pretty good pitch by him right there. So we're 0-2. We're up against it. I'm actually going to anchor up and in right here. Something I don't really do too much. But I did start doing it last year, lefty-lefty. And if we got a little better pitch recognition and moved our PCI at all right there, it's probably a nuke. We saw what we wanted to see, right? We thought it would be a high and in sinker. It was a forkball. Gotta hit it, man. Gotta hit it. Eventually, you gotta hit it. He's making that mistake pitch way too often. He did it again, and again, we didn't punish him for it. Just really struggling to get around on it. But we're there, right? We see the potential. We know what we have to do to win this game. It's the writing's on the wall. It's not very hard.
Number 13.
So again, somebody with not a good eye, I would say that's not a good pitch. I'm just throwing it out there to show him something different. Obviously, he's already not very confident in his eye at all. So, the more we can confuse him, the better.
That's a ball.
Right now, I'm getting the vibe he's sitting on the fastball.
1-1.
So Solare's probably a safer pitch to throw right here than the slider.
Outside. That's
Again, he's just getting overly patient. Little does he know, we are not going to walk him. I do not care. You can't be walking batters, especially against guys that don't want to hit, right? Worst case right here, he hits a solo shot, and we're down 1-0. If we walk him, and he gets lucky on one with Josh Donaldson, then it's a 2-0 game, right? So I take the solo shot. I just throw my best pitch out there, and he can't hit it. He's shown that he can't hit it the whole game. We probably should be throwing it more often, but again, pitching's about mind games. It's about being unpredictable.
Ball.
Getting a little nervous throwing the fastball right here. I'd probably start warming some relievers up at this point. I feel like, obviously, I say he has a fake eye and stuff, but I feel like he's starting to see Randy a little bit. You can kind of tell his approach at the plate is maturing a little bit.
Did he go?
Didn't go. But we do get info on that, right? He's late. He's late right there. So generally, I could probably say you could throw a fastball and get away with it here. I'm going to, but I could be wrong. Right there, Randy dots, despite our poor pinpoint. I don't know what's happening with my pinpoint right now. So, 2-2. My bet is he's taking. We're just going to try K him. You can see he's very early. He tried to turn on it. He's having to swing as soon as it leaves Randy's hand if he ever wants to hit a fastball. So if we could just command it and put it where we want, we would be having a lot of success right now. But unfortunately, our fingers are letting us down. There we go, right? It's not hard. I need to put some runs up. I think we would be pitching better if I didn't have to think as much and we were able to put up some runs.
Ball. 1-0.
Poor pitching.
That's a ball.
Just gotta play better. So we're gonna throw this pitch again, right? It might come back to bite us. Almost did. He read fastball. He
2
finally
balls, 1
read
strike.
fastball and was actually on it, right? I imagine his timing was decent. So, in general, if we could have dotted that right there, we probably would have been
3-1.
good. Right here, I'm probably going to regret the two-seam. I told you guys don't throw a two-seam a lot. It's going to speed up his bat. You can see he just wants to walk. He's scared to hit, which is what I've been noticing the whole game. So, I'm going to tunnel this. Hopefully he reads fastball or takes it, and Randy actually throws a strike. He read fastball. Bang. That's tunneling for you, right? Throwing two pitches that look the same until they're not. Tried to jump on his get me over. The timing's there. We just slammed. It's just really not seeing John as well as we should be right now. And that's the problem. Right there, we're taking. There we go. We finally got one. Finally hit a mistake pitch. And it was that slider. He's been leaving down the middle all game, right? You just got to convert. You got to capitalize on those. If you can hit any pitch out, it should be the ones down the middle. So we took our lead. We can pitch a little more confidently now. That should have been back-to-back, but unfortunately we missed it. So this guy's throwing a lot of get-me-overs, right? This game should not be close. But we're missing. We're missing. We're playing bad right now. But, you know, you guys wanted some more competitive games. I would call a 1-0 game competitive.
0-1.
It's right here. 0-1. We know how he's going to pitch lefty-lefty. So at some point, you just got to commit to it. For me, it's more so just the mental block of Donaldson and how many times he spiked that forkball in the dirt and struck us out. This is way too many strikeouts for Hall of Fame difficulty, for a player of my caliber anyway. For someone not comfortable in Hall of Fame, it would be acceptable. But for me, it's not. So you see, he's reevaluating his life choices, and he doubles down on it, and we're off. We're off. He's pitching good. He's pitching good. He's reading us, you know, throwing us what we're not looking for. So we got one. Probably should have been two, but again, gotta capitalize on those mistake pitches. That's the story of this game. It could be a mercy. It could very well be a mercy if we were just hitting the ones down the middle out. So we're going to continue with our approach at the plate and just try to convert a little more, and we're going to keep pitching confidently and try to keep them on the fastball. You can see we are not pitching good. That's a very rough pinpoint, to be honest with you. You can see that's 93%, 0.05 late, and 3 degrees off. That is as close to a perfect as you can be without it actually being a perfect. So obviously we got to be a little bit better, right? We got to be that 1% better, and it would be a perfect pitch. So got to pitch a little better, be a little smarter about it.
That's a ball.
He's taking first pitch. Makes sense. My bet is he's just sitting fastball for the rest of the game here. But we have to check that theory, obviously. That looked like another late swing. A lot of you guys would probably say just blow him away with fastballs for the whole game, right? But eventually your opponent will adapt.
That's in,
Eventually he will sit on it, he will guess right, and he will hit it. So it's important to still mix it up even if you know they can't hit it. There you go, right? Threw it one too many times, he hit it. You can't just throw fastballs. You got to mix it up. And right there, I thought I was mixing it up. I wasn't necessarily just spamming the fastball, but Randy bled it over the middle. If it went where we wanted it to, we'd probably be in a fine spot right now. Unfortunately, Randy missed. We missed, and then Randy missed. You know, it's a team effort.
Ball, that's in.
So Hank's a little scary. He's kind of found the timing window. I believe he was still just late on that. It was not a great swing by any means. You can see he is just terrified to hit. If we were hitting at all, this guy would have quit a long time ago. But we're not, and we got to fix that. That's an out. Unlucky. I believe we had some line outs earlier in the game, though. So, you know, tough. He can't get his timing on the fastball. He's having to gamble on it. You can see he read fastball. It was not the fastball. This is where we start to play to our other pitches a little more. Start throwing in pitches that look like fastballs that aren't fastballs. He's really getting so blessed right now. our perfects are going in the worst spot so the perfect can go. If it's supposed to be on the black, it's a ball. If it's supposed to be, you know, a dot in a corner, it's down the middle. So even when we are pitching well, Randy's still not executing. But some run support would not have this game feeling like this at all, right? It would feel like Randy's just dealing, and we just haven't capitalized. So again, he's slowing us down the middle. Can't get rewarded for a hit like that. Just gotta lock it in, man. I don't know if it's the server or if I'm just genuinely playing this bad, but in general, you know, gotta buckle down, gotta try harder. All right, there we read that one. We're fine on that. Eventually, we just know he'll make a mistake. That was it. We missed it. It does feel a little all over the place, to be honest, but you know, blaming the server's a cop out. Just got hit better. Just not seeing the ball very well, to be honest. And that's John Donaldson, right? This is going to be the experience for a lot of players. Is John's tough. Another bad swing. Struck out in the fork ball again. I think we've struck out in the fork ball a million times. And it's because we're overcompensating for the fastball. We feel like we have to be so early on the fastball that we're, you know, pulling a trigger too early on those. And there's our line out. Love to see it. So, again, just got to buckle down. Got to stay focused. Right here, I'm really feeling a righty, to be honest, just because Trey Turner worries me. I'm going to check Santana first.
The catcher.
He's about equal. He is worse against righties. So I think I'm going to go Felix, right? With what we've seen from this guy so far this game, Felix is the right option. He should struggle mightily against Felix. Felix is a predominant fastball pitcher. All his pitches work off of the fastball. This guy is going to have to swing as soon as it comes out of his hand if he's going to have a chance of hitting Felix.
Pinch hitting.
You can see he opts to change to Mauer. Mauer on the bench for a while. Alright, we just got hit better. Just got hit better. Not worried about the pitching. The pitching will come. I mean, the degrees I'm missing by is crazy, honestly. I feel like a lot of these should be perfect pitches, and they're just not.
1 ball, 1 strike.
So, again, we're going to show him the fastball again. Make him know how early he has to be if he's ever going to touch it. And we can tell he's just not looking to hit it. He doesn't want to have to swing at that. Nobody does, but him in particular does not want to have to swing at that. So, we double down on it, we triple down on it, we quadruple down on it. He has to swing at the fastball. If he does not swing at the fastball, we're just going to keep throwing it. With somebody like Felix, it's just so important to establish that fastball. He finally respected it. So he's somewhat adapting. You can see he was still late on it. But with somebody like Felix Bautista, right, he's only got 3 pitches, but they all play off of his fastball. You have to establish the fastball. Lightning Ohtani, similar to a lesser degree. Right there, you know, he read fastball. He read middle away fastball. He read wrong. And you can see what that does, man. I mean, look at it. Look at it. He's looking to hit the fastball, and it has just opened up this off speed so much. We can spike the splitter in the dirt, and it's going to look like a fastball low in the zone to him. Right here, the obvious choice is probably throw the fastball. We're going to just keep spamming the off speed. It's that easy, man. Felix is hard to hit, period. And somebody that just can't turn off fastball like this guy is going to struggle a lot against him. Juan got one, finally. I don't know what this server's doing, to be honest. I've kind of come to the conclusion over our 2 home run swings that it probably is the server being kind of mid. Because both bombs were lefty-lefty, and they were both on very fast pitches, and it's just feeling like our righties are getting ate up. So it's not really making a lot of sense. Traditionally, you wouldn't expect that. And it does feel a little off to me. But you're going to get games like this. If you play ranked, you're going to get games on mediocre servers, bad servers. And you got to roll with the punches, right? Or you're going to get knocked out. So we know what he wants. His strikeout pitch is the forkball. I would not be surprised to see a fastball or a slider here. Tried to backdoor a high and away slider. I think he just really messed up his release, and that's why I went there. So I'm not expecting him to throw it there. But we should be expecting a fastball. I'm telling you, something's a little off, but you know, that's easy to overcome. For me, somebody that's used to Legend, I should be able to hit on a bad server on Hall of Fame, no matter what. Especially when I can tell you with 90% certainty what pitch he's gonna throw. At that point, it is excuses. So we got to just play better. Can't miss that, man. Like, can't miss it. Mistake pitches. I could not move anything and just hit the A button, and I would have more runs than I have right now. I'm sure this is going to be relatable for a lot of you guys. It happens. People slump, you know. And I probably do need more reps against John Donaldson. I feel like everybody in the game right now needs reps against John Donaldson. So, you know. He grooves another one. I don't understand. I don't get it. At some point, you just got to swing. That's so fast, man. It's not all, it's not all sunshine and butterflies sometimes. Sometimes you get games like this where you just hit a mental block. I don't.
That missed. That's a ball.
I should be hitting better than this. It's just a mental block. And it's hard to hit somebody. I will say this. It is hard to hit an opponent that has no idea what they're throwing, right? He's missing a lot. He's throwing a lot of just lates, just earlies, bad pitches. And we're just not hitting them. We're not capitalizing. But it's hard when you don't know what they're going to throw. So right there, we 3-pitched him, right? I'm sick of him sitting up here and just taking an 0-2 count. He's an 0-2 count in his mind. He's like, he's definitely going to throw me a ball. So, eventually you got to break that cycle and not let him get away with that. So he gets another subpar hit. And now we are in danger of being down in this game somehow. It happens. Should we be in this position? No. We should be up by a lot, but we're selling. So right there, he's actually looking fastball. But, I'm going to do the same thing he did to me. I don't believe him. So we're going to throw it again. And then I think we're going to throw it again. But we're going to watch our cadence, right? We're going to take a while to pitch it. We know what pitch we want to throw as soon as we threw the last one. But we take a little longer. Doubt starts creeping into his head. Because if you instantly pick the same pitch, right, you're just spamming. You know what pitch you want to throw. If you take a second, sometimes it gives your opponents the perception that you're struggling. So, right here, Aaron Loup. We're going to pitch him traditional lefty-lefty way. That sinker speeds up. It's deceptively fast. Terrible take by our opponent. And we're going to throw it again. Dot. That's going to be a hard pitch for him to hit. And we're going to hope that he reads us as the same pitch. Luke missed at the top of the par. If he misses at the bottom of the par right there, we probably have a strikeout. You can see he did not want to swing at that. JRM should get there. Inning over. So, disaster avoided, thankfully. So, Schwarber, lefty-lefty. We got punished middle pitches. Thought it was. He tunneled it well.
1 strike.
That's why you get 3 strikes and not just 1. Turned on it, just missed it. Again, decent timing, lefty-lefty. The righty-righty timing is just not there for us right now. This is, again, why I encourage, obviously, our lefties have had the most success for us this game. But in general, try not to have a bunch of lefties in your lineup. Because most online games, you're going to see either John Donaldson or Randy. So if you limit the amount of lefties, I think 3 is, pushing it. I think for me, 2 would probably be the perfect amount. Personally. Having to take that hard at bat, for a lot of your at bats in the game, is rough. Usually you want to have the handiness advantage. He doubled down. Not a terrible idea. We should have known that was the pitch. We should be in a 3-2 count, and he should be having to throw us a strike here. But tried to backdoor it. It's a hard pitch to throw. Good foul. Good foul. That's a hard one to get under. With how fast that slider is, it's hard to get under it. A little early, a little premature. Just got to slow down a little bit. But obviously now he's probably going back to a fastball or slider. Fastball. When we're seeing the ball good, the timing's not the problem. We're just not seeing the ball great. Got all of that one. Not a great swing, but that's what I'm saying, right? Hit the ones down the middle out. You don't have to be perfect on them. In general, you can get lates to go out down the middle. You can get earlies to go out down the middle. Just punish those pitches, and you're going to win a lot of games. That's all we've done this game. We have only hit hanging pitches out. We have not hit a single dot out, and we're up by 2 runs somehow. Somehow. Despite how bad I've hit, despite how bad I've pitched, you know, we're up 2 runs with a runner on second and 1 out. So if you can just punish those pitches down the middle, you can see we did it again. Also, not a great swing, man, but it's down the middle. It's going to go. He seems to be at a loss for what to throw, so I would wager slider. I'd be
Ball
wrong.
outside.
John's got to be getting tired, right? He's at 95 pitches. He's probably getting close to being in the yellow. Another mistake pitch that we missed. So, unfortunately, did miss that one. That's a good pitch by him. He's been going to it. That's been his, like, I don't know what to throw, like, safety pitch for the whole game. So you got to take that away. I advocate take away the pitcher's best pitch. We have not done that effectively at all this game. Right there, we slammed. But again, not a good 1-2 pitch, right? Why are you trying to throw a fork ball on the black in a 1-2 count when I've swung at him in the dirt the whole game? If I was my opponent, I'm spiking another fork ball in the dirt. Worst case, it's a pass ball and Ellie's on third. But instead, he gave up a 2-run bomb because he wanted to try to get a strike out of it. And he quits. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it, right? You can see pretty decent opponent, somewhat high rated, especially at this point in the season. It's not the end of the season. Just hit the ones down the middle out, right? That is, I've been saying it for a while. That game is the epitome of it. We did not hit any pitcher pitches out other than that fork ball at the very end, which broke the camel's back. But in general, our run support came from Stan hitting a hanging slider out. I think Juan hit a fastball that was down the middle out. And then who hit the other one? I think it was Acuna. I'm pretty sure Acuna hit a fastball down the middle out. So again, if you guys can just capitalize on those pitches down the middle and really focus on your pitching. I had a question on stream. If you ever do want to stop by the streams, stream on YouTube and on Twitch. It's linked in the description all the time. It's also linked in the YouTube's, channel description. Just lock in on your pitching. I got asked what's more important to making World Series, hitting or pitching. To me, it's pitching. I've watched enough games of guys that struggle to get to World Series to see there's a lot of games that end up like that. They're 2-1 into the late innings, and it just comes down to late game execution, and those situations pop up a lot. If you can just be a good pitcher and pitch yourself out of those situations, you're going to have a lot more success, and you're going to win those close games. So really lock in on that pitching, and hitting-wise, if you're really struggling, just look down the middle. They're going to miss there eventually, especially if somebody's not comfortable in the difficulty that they play on. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. Feel free to like and subscribe if this was helpful at all. Until next time, peace.